Good morning, folks. It's 10:14 a.m. on the second day, the second month, ninth day, 2025. Right, what I'm looking at here is a big mess of crap. It's been deployed, blown up out here in Carpentaria itself. That's being moved towards and across Queensland now. So dare say, and I hate to be the bearer of the bad news, but it's headed this way to the area that's already been affected down around here in Isfail and Ingham and this area here. He's about to see some more really disgusting totals. That's why I say I've been very sad to have to do this forecast, and I don't always like to be correct when I show you some of these, what is expected as this tendril gets moved across ice. Right, some of this is the totals over the next just right around 48 hours, 72 hours. Right, so you do have some more time to do some of your stuff, but you do expect that the non-stop flow of the rains that have been directed across the oceans at you by these big beams like I put on my wall earlier today is horrendous. Some of the totals that are showing. I think this is a more probable path. But I think some of these totals are too low because it's going to be locally heavy. Some places all along this path are going to experience not much flow. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so you guys ain't done. Not by a long shot. You know, if I go into the axis, you see how FNQ you are. You see just even in the next 48 hours, they're showing a lot higher than they're showing on the other graph. Right? So if I go between the two, I think there's a big difference in the 2 days of what they're showing there and what they're showing here. And I'm watching the tendrils come across. I've done some homework mapping of where I assume the flows are going to go, because I did a graph here. It really just shows where the beams are and everything, and you can see the EMF is directing things straight towards this coast, while this is coming this direction here, and it's being forced across. And there's pretty much a main flow line which set up at that beam. And if you went on Mimic now, you'll see a big whited out mesh. So this is the last frame before the whited out mesh. And I picked up a ship beam, and I'm out here. You can see some action that the lines here are showing the beams here, right? See that little hazed out area where the condensates changed, and there's another one that comes straight up here. And so I know where the flows have been pinned. I know why this isn't free to move yet, because of the beam that came up here, and why some of that's wrapping back around towards the old Townsville corridor. And so we've got a lot of big messes going on. I got a big mess out here, and that's about to make I think of right on the edge of a Cat 1 cyclone's about to form there. And so I've got lots of data here to even share. And here's a shot of the beams without the marking on the map, so you can see things a little more detailed. Like I could show it to you again like this, because this is how we roll, you know. And here we go. See this big beam that came across the country right here? I'm not happy with the color. See it? Right here. Right in that corridor there. Right, you see these lines here? These are big blasts. And they showed up in the clouds. They show up in the clouds themselves. And they came down. Right? They came down and create the flows. They had a big beam yesterday come straight across the top of New Zealand like this. And I remember these, right? Because the interference patterns of these often indicate where the earthquake risks are highest. And right now, I got to say, they've put a lot of pressure on that spot there, which can vibrate things around. So a few more big beams go like that or like that, and I'm going to nail down an earthquake area soon. So I haven't done that yet, so just disregard that as any kind of a concern. My concern is that the beam that went over here is going to cause quakes. Maybe I was thinking more along here, due to some beams I've seen along the Kermetic Trench. Right, when you look here, you see this one. So yeah, I do have a concern probably for about there, because of what I've seen them do over at the old volcano field there. That thing is bouncing up and down. It might only be microns. What we got here, the troll, Kermit the Frog, eyes right there. Eye. It's the pig nose Bill Gates, geoengineer, grinning, gobbling off the land. Right, so we'll continue along. I've got also a graphic of, you see the haze here, right? And this line's right here. This is the proof of the beams are actually not a glitch, or so it's influence in the clouds. And if it was a solar mass ejection, it would not be a sustained event. You know, as I look here again, you see those lines? It blowed out the condensates, it annihilated them. And then they have to put new bombs in, right? New chemical catalysts to propagate the waveform. Usually the barium and the strontium do that. You see the line of the beam. It's plain as day in the clouds themselves. In the clouds themselves, you see the beam lines here that I mapped out for you. See the line, right here. See it? Well, if you don't see it, you see it. You hit. I can't fix this. So I can take some lines off, right here. I'm trying to get rid of that big monstrosity in the center. Right through here is the next line. Comes from here. See the condensate change here? Some people I'm trying to, and it's going to cause a flow that way and that way. On each side of that boundary. Right, and the other line was here. So we know we had a beam there. We know we had a beam here. And we know where the earthquake risk is going to start getting high. Yep, and that beam went all the way down the coast. See it? It's a big boy. You have a ship here. See what it did? Its radar is activated, and there's more chemical catalysts have been deployed in the sky to propagate the waveform. There's a big chem bomb right there. Big field of sky sharks, if you will. Sky array, whatever you want to call it. I just call it wrong, to block sunlight from this ocean. And this is a big field of chemical catalysts here. Big dump. It took a dump. How about Mr. Squiggles out here? Yeah, that's not naturally occurring cloud formation. And this is right off the coast, halfway between New Zealand and Australia, and even out here in Whakatane area. Look at the crepe here. See all the bombs? It's lots of Dutch. Lots of like that going out here. And don't take me long to triangulate where things come from. You know, we could see there's some kind of device in the upper atmosphere. Like they drew some, what's this here? Look at this. You can't tell me that's a natural cloud. When you got a dot and a dot and a dot and a dot and a dot right here. That's a deployment. And I didn't just try to draw a paint and say, I'm better at it than they. Yeah, this is, you need a toilet bowl is what I draw for all this sky area going on. How's your breathing, New Zealand? This is coming your way, and this what goes up must come down. That chem bomb's gonna fall out in the ocean. It's gonna go in fish gills. You're gonna eat that, maybe. Yes. How's that grouper taste? Extra nano, particularly nice. How about a big S in your sky for shit? Because this is what your sky looks like, shit. Oh, there goes the swearing. Oh well, that's all out the window. Yeah, so I did some mappings up to show the correlation between. And I gotta say, not glitches, if cloud dynamics change. And I've shown you the cloud dynamics change. You see it right there, the beam swath. You see it. It's undeniable. You see the beam swaths mapped out, matching up with what I just showed you. And the emanation point they all have in common is a spot that's not an island. Because Willis Island that's beaming is over here. Yeah, it's putting a hell of a flow out. It's not unusual for that wood. Pappy's not turned its big circle beam on yet over here to create a pulsation flow. That often blocks it, this area here to force stuff either in here or up and over this way. So that beam's not been deployed yet. Right? You see the big ones off the coast here? Look at this. And you're getting ready to have a really proper storm impacting you folks over here in Western Australia. You see these fans? They're coming from up beyond Exmouth, so I can't blame Exmouth because it's even up here. You see the lines continue? So that's a big blast. It's a really big blast. And I got this pretty well held here, and it's going to come in like that. Probably right about here. Exactly. I think right about there. So once it gets past this peninsula over here, I think it's Port Hedland or north of that. Let me go look. Room. I'm not 100% sure. You're going to have some problems there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with problem number 1. And I'm going to show you what's to be expected, what I think is about to happen here. And I mean, I'm going to have to use 2 different maps to do this because this is the only one that showed what I'm expecting to see. Based on EMF, chemtrails, and how those move. And so this is going to form fairly quickly after it's freed up from this peninsula. They changed the graph on me again. Oh, Windy loves to change things. It just winds up. Yeah, coming into Tuesday, she's full form. I think it'll have a bit lower pressure by then. Yeah, that's about right. And the packing a wallop. This is a lot of water in this tendril. And even a half an hour that over your house will flood your yard. And it's hanging around 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Let's watch this come ashore. Okay, and it's picking up more moisture into itself as it's going along. It's nearly doubled. This is going to be a wicked storm. But for those who love surfing, hey man, get your asses up along that coastline because you have many days of surf to enjoy. And that's right on the edge. And the dynamics of these storms, can be changed very quickly. See the disagreements? Yeah, but I called this a while back. And even there, the winds are starting to pick up 65, 10 miles an hour, well, 9 miles an hour below tropical cyclone strength. So, but that's the kind of 69 you don't want in your face, that's for sure, is to be facing these kind of storms. With a 969 pressure, you can't make this up. And most storms with a 969 pressure will be popping out of wind at 90 miles an hour. And that right there is at the edge of a Cat 1 cyclone event for these folks over here. We're about to experience a terrible rainfall. And it's there for a while. There's at least 6-7 hours of this thing cruising along so far. And it's just hanging out because there's a beam off the coast that ain't letting it go anywhere because they mimicked it up. They did this with that fan I just showed you. And there's going to be nowhere much for it to go. And the field of influence is inland. So the moisture, where this is going to go, is going to be decided very much by the local beaming that we see. Okay, so I'll continue along with that, and then I'm going to go over to the other coast down over there. So this is a disaster for these folks. And we gave plenty of warning as it's coming there right over Port Hedland near Marble Barn and the Karratha where I said the other day. And where I said the other day it was going to collaborate because the EMF lines I drew with the mapping tool here I use with this, I don't know, you call it Mr. Squiggles. I just call it the guilt shower, so it makes my point. This is a hell of a tendril coming over, folks, every 3 hours. That's it's 6 centimeters an hour of rain. Okay, now how many hours of that they get? It's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 to 12 hours of totals like that. This is almost over a meter of rain coming to these folks over here. Is this running? Yes. This is absolutely terrible, terrible, terrible. Oh my God. I seen the conditions for this last week. Remember when I said something? And I'll go cruise over to the other coast. So as it goes inland, 1-2 hours so far, she's cruising along toward Newman. Just the outskirt of your town. And Tom pays the price. Where did the water gonna run? Right between this corridor of these, she's plugged. She's just sitting. They're over 700, 800 mils of rain. Now, if these totals don't add up with my mapping, I'll say somebody's lying to us. This should be absolute litter. My God, these poor folks. There's a proper warning been given out. Heads up. I nearly have to say this. You got 2 days. No, you got a day. You got about a day and a half. You got 38 hours to get the fuck out of here. 38 hours, or deal with what happens. I'd be taking a holiday. Is there any place safe from geoengineering? I get asked. No, there's not a single country in this world that is not sprayed like bugs, fried like bugs, and having its weather manipulated. Because you have to manipulate it one place to manipulate it somewhere else. Yeah, this is not over yet for you guys up here. As these tendrils parked over you are being pushed across here. So I'm going to go over this a bit now and listen up to what I say. Because I might show totals. You might see a total here that I'm not saying. I will point this out. So as they're moving this tendril across the country, and if I'm not seeing the flow I like in this map, I'll change it. Because the clouds showed me everything today. So did the beams. Be waking up thinking about this kind of stuff. Let this roll on. I'm going to look at some of the comments now, if I can get it to come up. Coming up with the comments. Coming up. Boom, boom, ba-da-doom, boom, 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 ba-da-doo-ba-doo-ba-boom, boom, boom. All right, let me turn the volume down, too. Do we expect much in Vic? I think Victoria government expects far too much. Oh, what do you mean by that? Sorry about that answer. I'm not sure what you meant. You know, get some comments up here. Oh man, I lost all the comments. That's not the right video. Oh my, okay, now we still got this action along your coastline. It's this tendril they're moving. That's just your temperatures. You see the Can corridor over here? You see this Caldwell? You ain't done yet. They ain't done swelling them streams that have been killing them dreams. And what's coming from this direction here is going to run your way. Skyarea is splatters everywhere, it seems. You see that parking over you there, Ingham? They coming here on a Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday afternoon. Bzz, 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 bzz. They fried the rain to get here, so I'm expecting the can beam to be on, pinning moisture and holding things in place. I'm expecting a beam from Townsville and one from Bowen to shoot up coast, given on and that'll be happening after the moisture gets into just the right position. Because when you're just the right position, fuckery occurs far too often, and then out to sea it goes, and I'll be happy for that. But it doesn't stop this long, endless flow all across this area, directing all that tropical moisture your way. And as the cold air mixes and this thing comes across, feeling this here is going to come visit you guys again a little later in the week. Because I was seeing a second event coming. And well, there's a continuation of the fuckery and the thunderstorms down south today in New South Wales. It's to be expected, like I said the other day. And I'll go over that a bit. So, you see the landfall out west? New Zealand, I'm not seeing anything super huge for you guys, and I'm happy. But then we have to watch out for a tropical system over here impacting the New Caledonia and Portville is this moisture stream splits off, and they're going to have some action. So we're going to have to get warning out to them of some days that are not going to be the best holiday moments for people to have. Whereas their 10-day total ain't all that pleasant. Accumulations of rain. That's too low. Yeah, it's starting to get about right. I know what they turned your way. Yeah, that's about right. If that shortcut's over that island, it's going to spare the fuck out of Vanuatu up here. What was the other one I was looking at this morning? But this is saying a little bit different. And that's a hard one to do without a big EMF beam shutting down all the flow across these islands through here, which will increase the earthquake risk because that takes EMF to do it. The general fuckery around your whole country is definitely showing that path is not accurate. So as we get closer in, we're going to know exactly where things go because the beams decide it all. The EMF decides it all. The chemtrails are bold and seen by all. The sheep worry about history instead of the today for you and me. All right, let's get some of your action down here to be expected, because this is not a pleasant time to be trying to travel back up from Canberra. I would still tell some people to wait till Monday, then they can take the Bruce up until they get to about Townsville. Once you get to Townsville, you ain't gonna be able to go much into some of these other areas up there because all the roads are cut, and it's disastrous. And we might want to take a boat. The Jenny would do okay. See these big pockets of cells that are going to be popping up. Well, it looks like through your afternoon hours tomorrow. It's very late overnight my time. It'll be about 10 o'clock in the morning when some of this stuff springs up. So you're going to have to be watching your local radar in case I'm asleep at the time. I've kind of been teaching you how to read their scrambled up looking Lego mess. Right? It seems like the die line is a fry line that's been set through here. So that's nice to see for the people up in the northern rivers. It's kind of good news, right? But it's not very good news for the Coff Harbor area, the waterfalls back there, the trough in general. But you will get visited by some rains on Tuesday. As the dynamics of this system is fighting a bit to get with this over here. Yeah, it's trying to get with it. The pressure differentials that as high flows toward low, when it oscillates back and forth, it tends to do a dip and a pull. And each time it pulls, it's going to be throwing some water at you because, when you pull things, sometimes, water is directable. And they need to stop pulling it, man. I'll tell you what. Well, Grafton will be beaming up the coast to make this happen on these days here. So I'll be looking for beams going in a V like that. Because I even can anticipate how the heated outflows work. And maybe over time some of you guys will figure that out too. Right? I can't tell you what to figure out because I don't even know what you know. And nobody knows what they don't know until they're asked a question and they try to baffle with bullshit and everybody knows they don't know. Because if you know, you know. And I'm not too happy about the world courts no longer having validity over the United States of America. They don't allow anybody to get away with stuff. But when it hit Hitlerian society, it seems to be blind to history itself of the 1930s. As we approach the 2030s, I'm seeing so many of the same things that were happening in 1925 happening now. They just didn't have a weather machine back then that we knew about that could give you some, getting no rain up there. Yeah, not good, folks, not good at all. Temperatures wise, you get some really hot days coming, some of you folks. And yeah, I'll show down South Toll in a moment. You see these green areas? That's nipply, man. That's where you're going to have on a little bit of a hoodie and stuff. I have to refresh that. So I've shown you the beam. I've shown that one. No, I've not shown that enough. I have a second windy pulled up with some stuff to show, which I forgot to do. So we get some radar things going on now that are easy to spot. You'll see these little hazes here. Easy for me. That Maxwell Toll is on. So they pinned a flow here. Watch Emerald kick off over here. Watch this. Yo, fry the storm down. I'll go to the last hour because it was a. Now, Emerald is blessed. Absolutely blessed. Bzzz. But they're creating a flow line through here. It's going to tend to pin things along a road that's wanted up through here. Right? And these radars kick on. So the flow is cut off straight across there. You have a slide corridor down in here to bring some heat and stuff through between these two radars and this one here and that one there that I seen on earlier. You see how grafting is blasting right here? And then we're going to have a good look at these storms here because these are very, very electric. They're still about to kick off further. These are upper level clouds where usually it's rain not reaching the ground. And that when these chem clouds go underneath it, this one's going tornadic. I'm watching this one here. Watch the hook on this one that's going near towards Perlawau. You got another shell coming. Watch your shells. That's a bad storm. No way I can get this lightning to go off. Trying to find this thing for the. So it's really there's a lot of electrics in here, but I told you that yesterday. I was expecting a lot of storm cells. This one here that's coming across from Double right now. Look at the electrics in this. These are thousands and thousands of lightning strikes, and it takes a lot of chem to do that. And so I'm going to go over to this area and roll you one of the later images I have. It's down magnification a bit because I did a big screen check. You can see all this blown up all at once. You can see the simultaneous chemomination. It's not like the Camerica look that I showed this morning. You see the bombs going in, boom, 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 boom. Let's see if we can get a better image of this, so I can go over some of the chem. It's absolutely causing these cells to happen. You see this here. It's like a bomb, 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 bomb. See, but it's spreading out. So this one happened first because its plume is wider than that one, and that one, and that one, along those lines inside this area here, right, of not naturally occurring cloud formation. It looked like a guy smoking a fag. Look, hi, old man Kimber, smoking up your sky. Look at this here. It was that one of those little funnel Italian cakes you dip in the batter and it fries off. It was some dusted sugar, or you see perhaps something has been deployed over there. Lots of straight lines, clouds here. With one curved edge, I'd be inaccurate to say that wasn't. Weird, everything looks like a baseball diamond, don't it? Hey, what's going on here? Boom, boom, plume. See him? Over there, Dubbo? Now look at this big old Hitler mustache here. Only thing missing is the nose, you know. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame. Isn't that hilarious? Right over there, Lake Carrigalapapa. I don't know, is it Carragee or Coonham? Look at the skeleton cloud here. That's not natural, man. It's almost like they're doing voodoo in the sky over here. Look at this one. Another skeleton head looking thing here. Elephant in the room that we all don't acknowledge that we see over there. Ningen. Well, you guys get chemmed into this existence. These storms that impact your area today, these ones that smash your greenhouses, destroy your infrastructure, maybe damage windshields, maybe kill people on motorcycles, are clearly made by man-made methods. When they say man is changing the climate, they should correct themselves. They say the geoengineers are. Is there a radar over there? Because your cloud signatures are telling me something. Look at that. Well, we're coming to you live from the mobile radar. Look at the scalar action here. Got one there too. Got one there. See how easy it is to mark up a map and then let the map tell you where things are? See the heated outflows? See the boundary here? See the chemicals over there, Port Mac? The big Port Mac attack. Not fun to have to show, folks. Not fun to have to show. But somebody has to do this. So I'll take her some of the town names now. So you can see some of the chemicals that went over the sky. Look at Sydney. Look at Sydney. Look at it. Look at it. You just want to rub the dog's nose in this. You say, so there's stuff shitting on the carpet. Is it regretfully forbidden to do that to geoengineers to rub their face against the sky? If it would it make a difference? You could lead a horse to water, but it's regretfully forbidden to hold their head underwater. It's just one small planet, man. We got to realize that we're not as big as we think. And we're going to look at Sydney. And this is the last image that I have. Look at this here, over near the Penrith area and stuff out here. It's like the skull and bones. It's the only thing he's missing. It's the 2s and the 3s. We've got another skeleton looking thing here. This is a radar pulse here. Pulse in the center there. Look at the chemical chem bombs here. These are not naturally occurring supercells. This is a chemical fog. This is the kind of fog can make people sick. And we deserve an honest answer of what's in here, because that looks like a bunch of dementors in the sky. And you got it. And they tell us we're demented when we notice things going on. Boy, nobody does the voodoo like they do so well. My gosh, look at these supercells. These are not round. These are man-made cells. And yeah, I use faces in a cloud. It's something I use for it. You see the shadows of something else up here. It might almost like a black chemtrail. And that bomb explosion over here to the side. You'll learn to spot it. That's not naturally occurring cloud formation. Those don't look like the Mercedes-Benz logo. It just don't. It's just horrendous watching the camera go past. I'm starting to get upset. Right. Down south, stirred. Right, we'll bring you guys up now. My hand's starting to hurt, so I'm not going to do this too much longer. Not too much longer at all. So back to the rain and the thunders and all their rumbles, and we'll show New Zealand and you guys here. And we'll go back one more, and everybody down south is covered. Not happy with this yet. All right, roll that beautiful bean footage, and here we go again. We'll once again try to find the comments. Comments, just for me. I imagine the comment should be, Robert, would you like a coffee? I'll go, yeah, might as well have a sip. Look at how these two cells are moving towards each other, right? One's coming up, one's coming down. And one's bringing up the cold, and one of them's bringing down moist desert air. If it goes over a farm, would it be dairy air if they made milk? Don't look for the Arla label. If you want to modify your testicles functions, depopulation, demonstrations. Am I not showing my screen? Am I just talking to you guys? No, it says I am. Having a difficult time getting this to show me what I want. I want to see your guys' comments. There they are. So when you can't see the faces, it's a constant. It takes constant patience to deal with the constipation of the political system itself that systematically gives themselves immunity from their crimes. Imagine not being able to charge Dr. Mengele in Nuremberg. Imagine saying that the world court is suddenly invalid for crimes against... if people in Palestine say they want to press charges against somebody, shouldn't they be allowed to? In them court to see what comes out? But when you disallow it in advance, it's hiding your guilt. That's all there is to it. And when you want to spy on us, but yet we can't have a camera follow you around all day, so to speak, like the man. If we had the man drone and it followed the man around everywhere and it was on TV all the time, would we have a more honest system? I don't know. I think we would. Or would it be the same TV show that we're getting now? Oh, the world could be a stage. We gotta stop being players. It's important we portray the good values to the audience and stick their ass in the cage. If you never got to see Rush, that saddens me. Fuck the limelight, it's overrated. Yeah, I see that steamer New Zealand headed towards your asses. I don't anticipate it to hit the peninsula. I expect that Friar Island's going to start aiming that towards the east, but I'll have to look for that on Friday the 14th. And the volatility across the center here in trough area is going to continue. It's going to continue to be quite a wet month. For Queensland, I don't really see, when I look at it here on the only world pressure I can get on the 10 days, I see the same pattern. When I see a pattern like this, I'll mark it off for you. I see wet, 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 and I see the perfect conditions for a cyclone to form. Perfect conditions. So it's not surprising me when I seen cyclonic systems here and here, but right here is being near in the process of being able to make another. As soon as that gets to that side, and when it forms, it's probably going to form about where my hand is. But it's the perfect time to suck down quick storms, to geoengineer your ass without warning. The chem bombs can fuck up your mortgage. Get in your arcs. Western Australia, if you were in the path of this storm between Karathas, Exmouth, Broome, that is not accurate. Right through here, it's fair accurate. It's coming your way, and it's coming quick, and it's a lot of water, and I'm saying it's going to be well over a meter. So you guys get ready and do what you do best. Tell people what's going on. Speak the truth, because the truth don't care about our opinions. It just is. Be you, be free, be oneness, stay safe, and I'll go over some of your pictures a little later. My hand hurts. Peace.